This is a Goldstar 5-string banjo imported from China by the Saga Musical Instrument Company in San Francisco. Originally came out, I guess, in the late 70s, early 80s. I was one of their first dealers, and they were made in Japan. And they were quite popular and well made. And this particular one, because of the high costs of the rise in the yen and things like that, they couldn't they couldn't use the Japanese manufacturers to make it. So eventually they had the Chinese do it. And this banjo is really a nice banjo. I mean, I was impressed when they first came out, and played one myself in my band for a while. It's a good second banjo if you have a high-end rare banjo, and you don't want to be tethered to it at all times because of its value. Goldstars is a really a good alternative to that, a second banjo, third banjo. I usually do, I always have done old-time stuff on this channel, my YouTube channel, but I do play bluegrass, and I do have some bluegrass banjos, but I wanted to talk primarily about banjos that come in that are pretty good, but still you need to tweak them. This Goldstar, the way it comes from the factory to the dealer into a buyer's hand, comes with a few things that need addressing if you want to optimize it. And this just doesn't hold, to this particular model or banjo. Most banjos, especially the ones that are coming from Asia and things like that, when they install the frets, they machine these ends down, and they're all pretty much at one angle, both sides. So they don't dress those ends. And if you want to navigate smoothly with your left hand without the flesh of your hands hitting the ends of these machined frets, then it requires you to dress each one. And if you have somebody do this, a luthier, I mean, luthiers are not cheap, and their time is valuable. So it's, $100, $110, $120, $130 an hour. It's like, shop rates at a Lexus dealership. But anyway, they're worth their salt, but still, they need to be rounded down if you really want to have that good, smooth feel when you're navigating the fingerboard on any instrument. Take a look at them. Play it and say, wait a minute, And then over time also, wood shrinks, metal doesn't. So if you get an older banjo, an older, Goldstar or whatever it is, oftentimes you'll feel even more profoundly those frets protruding. Nothing should impede, or very little should impede, your left hand from navigating on this fingerboard. So, you can get used to it. You can still play it. When I got this banjo, the frets were machined frets, and, I could navigate, but I definitely, for someone who really, wants to optimize my banjo for my playing, I have to dress each one of these frets, both sides of these frets, and there are fret files that you can buy that are, that you can crown these at the ends. But for me, they just never were optimum for me. So I take needle files and I hand dress each end of that fret until I can do this and not be impeded, or I don't feel a hell of a lot of scratchiness or something. So as long as when you put fret a string on a fret, as long as that string is ending up on a fret, you can do pretty much what you want to do with the ends of these frets, because you still have room from the end of the fret to where the string lies down on the fret. So that being said, good banjos, and this is a good second banjo. This is a good Asian-made banjo, and it is endorsed by some folks like Russ Carlson, who's a great banjo player, and I know his dad, and and I met him at Clifftop 10 years ago or something. Anyway, we jammed a little bit there. He endorses the Goldstar, but I would think that this banjo, if one were to do that, if one were to have the company Saga have the folks in China dress each one of these frets to a professional level, that'd be cheaper than having it come over here and then having one of their shop guys do it. Or so they pass it on to the buyer, and I mean it's okay. You can still do it. You can still play the thing. When I got this, it was stock, and I can still play it. But when you want to optimize, you want that done. So I would think that all these frets should be dressed. And another thing, most banjos, and this one included, coming in from Asia and maybe others, the nut is at right angles. They make no attempt to round off the ends of the nut. So when your hand comes up here, you're running into this edge, this hard edge, where they just left the mass of the nut at right angles. I want to round those things off. Gibson, I had an old Gibson RB100, less mass of the nut, round it off. All you need is a little groove for the string, and that's it. But I don't want a hard edge. So this came with a hard right edge nut. I'm hand filing it down. So again, if you want to optimize an instrument, I mean, this is a good instrument, but it still needs tweaking. So that's what I did with this instrument. I hand filed each one of these things down, and I'm in the process now of, taking mass off, taking the angles down, massaging the nut down there till I get it really low, holds the strings, but not at right angles. So that was a cost-cutting measure. Both of these things, for any importer or banjo maker, that's what they do. It's a cost-cutting thing. And they left it in right angles. So anyway, and I also, when you tweak it, you tighten the head and so on and so forth to your liking. This banjo comes with the J.D. Crowe gauge strings, and I think this is 10. First string is 10. I personally don't like a very light gauge string, but anyway, good banjo, well made. Let's see what this thing sounds like. Should be a better ending to that. Anyway, that was kind of the lick, Alan Shelton lick. Something that he did, Alan Shelton special. But I changed it, I added a few things. You can do in and out of 4, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. That's that lick. That's the lick that I show people to get them to bring in their middle finger into the second string. That's I don't do that a lot, but you know that if somebody wants to be able to do that. So it's 4, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 4. That's the lick. And then just drop it down. And then as long as you keep within the beat, you can change it. You can get out of that lick. No. And that hand signal is here. That's a forward-backward roll I snuck in there. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Nice banjo. Gotta tweak it. Anyway, nice banjo. Neck straight, well done, conscientious design, you know, copy of a master tone, Hearts and Flowers. This particular one's the HF, the Hearts and Flowers. They do make one in Flying Eagle, and then they do make an RB3 copy, what they call the JD Crow, 100 JD Crow or something like that. And they did make an arch top early on. I don't know if that's an option now. Anyway, I'm on a tangent. Get off the tangent, Don. Anyway, And this banjo also can be used, you know, a lot of people say, well, I want to play old time, and that's a resonated banjo. So what? Play it. You might be too loud for the group that you're in, but if you're a banjo-centric guy and you don't care about you being louder than the fiddler, you started this, right? You can start as loud as you want. Anyway, not a bad sounding banjo, but if you want to get up in here, you still can do it. Don't scoop out your master tones, you know? Anyway. Like to experiment sometimes, you know, using a claw hammer style frailing and using the left hand, bluegrass left hand, you know, try it out. But the way this banjo is set up here, very low, it's hard to get your fingers in there, especially if it's low here. Still can do it. Up picking would be easier. My rustneck up picking, that would be okay, easier on this instrument. That's Train on the Island, but I don't want to be redundant here. Anyway, enough of this. I went off on another tangent. Anyway, good tuners on this thing. And I'm still doing a little bit of fret dressing. This banjo comes with a Presto reproduction, Presto tailpiece. And this one right now has a Kirshner tailpiece on it now. And anyway, it'll be up for sale as soon as I get her done. All right, stay safe. Thanks for subscribing. I appreciate it. And maybe we'll have a party when I hit 1,000. I've only been on this thing 13 years. But anyway, hope you're all staying safe. Thanks for all the good comments, and let's get back to some old time. Take care.